member for Zigomor Central, the Honorable Kwame Asare-Obeng, aka A+, took to social media to make spurious allegations against me, calling me corrupt and a thief. Besides the name calling, the Facebook post in its totality was a palpable falsehood. I was never involved in the passage of the sanitation levy, as I was not a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, let alone to be in a position to influence the composition of the membership of the committee. And I have the Hansard as documentary support for what I'm saying. I have the votes and proceedings of Parliament. Unfortunately, I left them in the office. I think I have them here. Yes. So for the media, the report of the committee as well as the vote and proceedings are here. If you want to do some research on the matter that he alleged that I was involved and I channeled, I made sure that the membership of the committee was, changed, and then the monies from the sanitation levy were channeled to my friend, and so on and so forth. I'm not friends with whoever was the beneficiary of the sanitation levy. But interestingly, A+ warned me in the post not to do anything silly and that he will come after me if I did. That is laughable. First of all, I do not act silly because I think through the consequences of my actions, not only for my person, but also for others. That is what we were taught in Notre Dame Minor Seminary, and I am proud to say, without fear of any contradiction, that I have kept faith with that principle. Secondly, the threat is laughable because I have nothing to hide. I am reliably informed that his basis of saying that I am corrupt and a thief is that I took campaign contribution from a businessman at East Legon known as Dr. Sledge, and that he also knows the people who donated pickups for my campaign. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if receiving donations for your campaign or getting a pickup for a campaign is thievery or corruption, then there are 276 thieves in Parliament, including the person who was making the allegation himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, if A+ has any evidence of corruption or thievery against me, I am challenging him today to call a press conference and present the evidence or present it to the police to investigate me. In contrast, the media should ask him about the silly thing that I was about to do, which frightened him so much into making that silly post about me. He should be asked what he knows about the National Service ghost names scandal and related matters. If he can give truthful answers to these questions, then Ghanaians will know why he took to social media to do what he did. But let him be warned that in my hometown of Zorungu, we do not fear mud being thrown at us. On the contrary, we walk into the mud to deal with the person doing the mud slinging. And I am...
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mamo Akwaba. Of course, you know the name, right? The sexy, the REN, Dr. REN. And then come on, me wo ba betwetwe no emu edu. Na and come on nyina fa eye corruption ho. How eye Ghana yatena se ahwe ama politicians, and not just politicians, many businessmen, people in the public sector, private sector, teaming up with politicians to steal the nation Ghana. Now, and then come on, Menyo Babidino. Eye adebia, Misusu say, a concern for every Ghanaian. Indeed, when President John Mahama Eba Bemuno Oka said what has happened under Akufo-Addo's regime was a crime scene. I think say Ghana fo bebre no amfa o madwene nko asem a papa John Mahama ekaye no. Ena me no bedi nkomo bi afa eye enioma akoso a esisi under Akufo-Addo. Ena yi se ukọ eye Ghana, the news portal, online news, all the major broadcasting news station reported about the arrest and also Dr. Sledge being detained by the OSP. Now, who is Dr. Sledge? Now, me know better train komokakra. Now, sana me kumunu mame acknowledge the presence of my sister Nobu and also Asamoah Obed. Any more mo YouTube. Why any Dr. Sledge? Dr. Sledge ya brand TBA or Ghana or ye businessman. Or sanso A plus Adamfo. Or sanso Dr. Akuritinga Ajine, Ghana's current Attorney General. Adamfo. Now, dear Dr. Sledge, I need to Dr. Ren, my better na ha, me person me no di ho nkomo. Ya botre mame, na me no bedi nkomo no. Sene me kan no, Dr. Sledge, a businessman, and also he's also into a music investing, and a music investor. Na saying che, and or to a year Shatawale, the catalog be around a 150. I think $150,000, 150,000 Ghana cedis or so. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 150,000 Ghana cedis. Now, you be this sound come away. Now, no come along with us. So Dr. Sledge, a refinery, company, a gold refinery company. Yatudin Gold Rich Refinery Limited. Or no, chief executive officer. Now, the REN album, Shatawale REN album, no, or to free a yes Shatawale ho, a catalog, no. Now, yenko a yes Shatawale. Oh, sorry, yenyi Shatawale in free. Now yenko a ye ada musical, legends are connected to Dr. Sledge. A bit to say Sarkodie and many others. And the news no every key year news ni na say OSP arrested Dr. Sledge. Onye. Amemfa nemfo nyini enkyerɛw. Na de etia ne say me bo OSP abaso. Me nim say nkofo bebre no ano omo esi OSP adwuma wo ye no ba me bo na baso. Onko so ano onye bi mfamboa o my Ghana. We any Sledge, a very young, nice, handsome guy. He is married to a higher do, baby woo. A branch now, boss, and you a higher do, baby woo no. Ne sister, and so who pa. A nanaboru, nanaboru, a contanye. Dr. Sledge and the OSP action were detaining him. A dear and a why, me no baby din komo, the Dr. Sledge aye. O my Ghana no aye team no. Under Akufo-Addo, a man for be take advantage. Ebo modia, ebo o my Ghana chrono. Now you see, some komo ya me no baby di. Eyen komo bia edamakoma so. And in TTME, especially my brothers and sisters, my people from Western region, Western North, particularly the mining community areas, Muntmie pa. Because I will lead the youth from these regions to rebel against governments. Muntmie. Because I'm very serious about this. A Western region, Muntmie. Maybe bedua say nya a good year no aye to a free a region no home faswa. I will lead the youth to rebel. I don't care about whichever president. As Amreno or Betinash. I only be Western region. And take this seriously. Oh, yes. Because you cannot mine and dig gold from from regions like Western region, Western North, Central region, Ashanti region, and then the people will still remain poor, and then they will still remain underdeveloped, while some people live in the capital city and misuse the monies. Meanwhile, you people will be suffering, drinking dirty water, poisonous water. Edimeka. Now, I hope say Emreni Ebeduno. Now the politicians and now the president and now bankrupt this one. They will do the needful for these regions, and not only those regions, no, across the nation Ghana, but especially from the Western region. Now, Minerals Income Investment Fund, sikedie bi akoso ho. Na sikedie ni nyina no ene say. Ade a friend Minerals Income Investment Fund. Eye ade a yeteye na yeteye say ye de be den. Yeteye say ye de be boa ma eye e de aton ye gold. Na afei nso ye de ahwe ama ye commodity no stabilize it. It for a trading of gold and also commodities stabilization. Adia ba kunso etosu miensa na na etosu biem. The intent of the Minerals Income Investment Fund was said to manage Ghana's mineral royalties, and also, fourthly, to build a sovereign wealth and a wealth fund for future generation. This is the purpose in TIA, Minerals Income Investment Fund. Now, young consuming, a DNA, a DNA akoba, an inti, yababedu sam pempensu. Yada sorry, I say, OSP, wachi, a ye, Dr. Sledge. 2024, or sponsor Attorney General. Attorney General Nangasa, and a kind, a Dr. Akuritinga, ayene, and a beckans as same way. Now, so utie and semwa koso. Any nyoma esisia metume boase making kind nyina e de amount e wa hase. You see, it's very, very sad when your politicians, any private sector, any the public sector, no, they team up to steal from the poor and the vulnerable Ghanaians. Hey, yapa. Now, the aya also say, a Kobani says a punish one more, then they delay justice. And you all know when we say justice delayed, no, a justice denied. But Mobinko via tomato, our takradi ejum, and now Mobinko via mobile phone, our tiptoe lane, minka say a yadepa, mean support to stealing. But Nipano Korea, dear no, and check in 10 no, near cheno, yet Nakwakotum, near sentence no, on coffee impuno busian for any. Mobrohuni in idiot, ye penentem upon the choir do at Nuko 2 years. Now, the one who want your mobrohuni, no, a son said, not down for your politician, a son saw your private sector, a year investor in tea, or do you win your somewhere, a coffer lawyer. Yes, a wohun aquinya, ranichle. We want to say, the Kwasasa, was so yari, was so UK, on baby. A bebanana bias, no, a sabab 20 chrono bonus. Because we used to can be at the both MPP and the NDC. You see, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, who call a year Ghana Web and a year Joy FM, Rainbow Radio Online.com, the Omatrotni. I say the Office of the Special Prosecutor has reportedly arrested Danaya Ododu, the Chief Executive Officer of Gold Ridge Refinery Limited, who is believed to be a suspect in one of its ongoing investigations. And at this time, I say the special prosecutor must be protected. Yes, because a Juma warrior, I know it. According to a report by myjoyonline.com, Nana Yadudu, popularly called Dr. Sledge, was arrested over suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses linked to the Minerals Income Investment Fund, in short, MIF, particularly in the management of its gold trade program. So gold for oil, and you see, that's why I keep telling you, say, if you think a friend is saying, a Kufuado, a corrupter, Baumia, the foundation of corruption. What you say, Baumiano, or no, or ye corruption El Capitano, or ye kromfo, or senior Kufuado. What you say, a Kufuado de Nusia, or Baumiaho. Gold for oil, or Mudi buy in a chronobo. They team up with the private sector, they team up with some people to steal the nation. TBA. And this is very, very important around Robert Mitchell. But say, Western region for Muntiemi. Western North for Muntiemi. Ashanti region Muntiemi. Central region Muntiemi. Baby, I two gold be a Muntiemi. Because maybe I will lead a rebel. A team of me from someone you. I'm telling you guys. About 6 or 8 years ago, and especially my people from Enzima, asking me to lead them to the United Nations. Say, free Ghana. Yes. And you know, 6, 8 years ago, my people, my chiefs, not just ordinary people, people who the land belongs to them, the owners of the land from Western region, Bomipunu. Yes. Because they know what a region, no? Nothing gonna go show. Is it MPP? Is it NDC? Huh? Go there and see. No jobs, nothing. Let me tell you something. My people called me and said they want to free Ghana. And then United Nations, Edema crew, when they know, say you have the capacity, the natural resources to take care of your people, that's all. That's it. And natural resources, what Western region, they can take care of the people. More oil, more gas, more coconut, more rubber, and yet, the people will mine the gold, no development, and then they will misuse it and they will be buying cars. They will buy Bentley, Rolls Royce, when majority of the people cannot even have 3 square meals a day to eat. Are you people mad? Are you people insane? Because why is it because the poor people will be with us? You are a big fool. You are a big fool. You don't even understand life. How many people do you see them as poor, rejected in England? The people who are poor and rejected are the people who deals in Libya, drugs and gambling. Because even you, a foreigner, self, your life has changed since you came to America. Your life has changed since you came to United Kingdom. You can even do cleaning and build properties in Ghana. Yet the man that God won assassin are always suffering. And I'm saying it again. A time will come. I will not have time to come and do Galamsey demonstration. I won't do it. I will not have the time to come and tell you. A time will come, I will mobilize my people across the world with a solid team. I'm telling you. Because we won't have that. We will not. And let me tell you, minya sa time no. Mbeye NDC, MPP, minya. I'll go straight to protect my people, to help my people, the poor and the needy. My phone always ring. How much do I earn here in the United Kingdom? If I show you people I support, if I show you people I buy medicine, and they have the dime, they have the gold, the magnesium, the clinker, they have the coconut, they have the oil, they have the gas, and still they are poor. And you'll be buying Rolls Royce and living in East Legons and other plush houses, and the people are suffering. I will lead them. I'm telling you, I will lead them. They are only waiting. I'm telling you, from the borders of a label to the banks of for instance, and Cobra, Axim, they are waiting for me to lead them. It's not a joke. I've got chiefs who we have conversation, and I keep telling them, relax, a new president will come. They will put Western region first. They will be thinking about Western region. They will develop Western region. Another person will come. For how long? Now let's go into the nitty-gritty of this conversation. A Japan annex, and it's our conversation way. The Japan annex in here. Where you see you did a year minerals income investment fund. You did boa one more gold mining communities, no. You did boa momenya akwanpa insupa asetna pano na enkofo ewia. That is not the intent. You did for me a year the minerals a year income investment fund. The intent was to build a sovereign wealth fund for future generations. To manage Ghana's mineral royalties. To develop, especially the mining communities and the entire nation, Ghana. And Obiacho Hano. See, or supported the American because on approach was to get enough money from Europe to come and organize enzymes and hunters to stay away from Ghana. This was somebody say. Yeah, Bomi Punusa, and I've been telling them, no, I don't want that. I don't want us to segregate ourselves. I don't want that. But the time will come, because there are a lot of people already. But is that what we want? No. I am concerned. Was it the report indicated that the state lost over $94 million due to Gold Ridge failure to honor its obligation in trade transactions under the Gold for Forest and Gold for Oil initiatives. It added that the CEO was detained after he failed to meet bail conditions. It can be recalled that the OSP in its half-year report listed a probe into the Minerals Income Investment Fund as one of its high-profile cases. The investigation covers payment linked to a Japan royalties, small-scale mining initiatives, lithium and gold project, board expenditures, land acquisitions, and related contract between 2020 and 2024. Now you understand why John Mahama described Akufo-Addo's government as what? As a crime scene. Now you understand. A crime scene indeed. They only came to fulfill the scriptures. As I keep telling you. John 10:10, the thief cometh not only to steal, but to kill and also to destroy. This is what we are seeing. According to the OSP, the probe focuses on suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in respect of the MIF operations within the period of 2020 to 2024. These are particularly regarding payments made in connection with the Ejapa Royalties Limited, the small-scale mining incubation programs, the Quarry Value Addition Program, Lithium Asset Investments, a Projected Lithium Focused Exploration and Development Corporation, the Enche Gold Project, the Enche Gold Project, other MIF investments, fund expended on the chairman of the board of directors, MIF's operational funds, land acquisitions for an intended office building, as well as contracts and agreements entered into by MIF. The investigation also targets some former and 7 MIF officials and the following entities: Asante Gold Corporation, Electrochem Ghana Limited. I told you about Electrochem Ghana Limited some time ago. The GIG Minerals Limited, RCM Properties, Energy and Resources Company Limited, Goldstorm Ghana Limited, BH Minerals Limited, and a whole lot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is reported that China, or more agric minister, through corruption, for how many years? In Fiduduo, less than $40 million. We are. You see, young kokuno, the properties, the japade, young confiscated. Nebusiafo, ye bani womo a buying position. Kopem time a yankopon beba. Nipa ba akobone, ye kokuno, ye kwajine japade. Nebusia ni biya. Ya bani no se a buying position there. Say ye president, ye be dear leader, or China, ye be fan minister anyway. Omobusia enka ho biem. Obidieu, less than $40 million. The year koyeno, shedi Ghana nipa no omawia. Gold trade, any gold a year, friends, any commodity stabilization. You see, $94 million vanished under gold rich a year, friends, and failed trade settlement. $94 million vanished a year. Under what? This guy, Dr. Sledge. We are benama bonting ombe project won so me yesikafo wona ma beka Saudi won bra omi akromfo. Omani brade. Omi ye wudifo. Menka se wonya sika ni bia enyo. No. Money answereth all things. But for kwine paso. Kwine pane de. Ade anya wo de ayemfa. So gold for oil, no, sikanom say $94 million vanished. Hey, na sikana one turbine wetu. Otu fahin. Ehem fan okoye. Sikana ira. I'm asking a question. Sikani too fine. Ehem fan okoye. I need to sikana any ye can want them. Is sikana ira. A question of people. Because the Sikani one turbine, that's why here we should be asking the Sikani too fine. And so how 94 million vanished under gold rates, failed trade settlement in the so-called gold for forest and gold for oil scheme. In the so-called for gold for oil and gold for forest scheme, gold for forest and gold for oil schemes. Ahira, Sikani ahira. But we have a say a good for oil. About the stabilization of our commodities. Sana eye kronobo sana eye ri sana eye julo only thief be won vale ewule awon vale and so how another $25 million MEF overdraft facility swallowed without repayment. Another $25 million swallowed. Ayera obi amene amount for minimum wa to say Mountain Everest. Amount for minimum door to say Niagara Falls. It is oma menisikan. Maminiskan. And this is what we are saying. From 2020 to 2024, sikana ira. Sikana ko. Efai. A few greedy people a kwa oma fa somebody Ghana sika. And you see millions of Ghanaians are suffering. Millions of Ghanaians cannot feed themselves. A few greedy people open a national patrimony vault. And normally Dr. Sledge, a DNM, the CEO of Gold Ridge, and the leader, the front of thievery, stealing the nation. We know this can be a sponsor, Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni, Ghana's Attorney General, the election. How would he know if the money is from a stolen source? And that is why I mean, the day A+ catch them say, Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni benefited from Sledge. And me knowing Sledge, Galamse, I say in Sasi Bebri. Our friend will say he's what? Our gold refinery company, no? I said, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, immediately you must sack Dr. Ayeni Akuritinga. If I was the president, and me pamo Dr. Ayeni, so Uncle Tenefi, I'm telling you. Oh yes. Kamefa will be fufro. Mame Marita Brew. Oh, the near ding wa bini. She can take over. I am not doing any campaign for her, but I saw the job she did when she was an Attorney General. So, Papa, but yes, so you plea bargaining. We no akwaje Japade kakra bi obi awie sika 1 billion no akwaji mu be 200 million wakwaji mu be 400 million so ya de na nipa na pocket 600 million. Such a person I do not really respect. Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni. It didn't swear the pa. Oh, Jessica Naji. China, Nipane, we are less than $40 million. Ye ko boni tuye kuno. We are in the bush ya fonyi na ya bani omo from any government position till thy kingdom come. We are yes, ye jine japade bia. Obi bia ono so benefit ye bia so China aban se ye chini pakona kwa kotum. On the way China solve the problem of corruption. And so Ghana, Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni, the Attorney General of Ghana, has benefited from this corrupt guy called Dr. Sledge. And he's still imposed as the Ghana's Attorney General, doing plea bargaining. He is doing plea bargaining. No original social media. No ashishe jacket tibi ni coat tibi. No ashishe glasses tibi. This is what he is doing. And you see, media me America, me wouldn't so America. And when I say it, and this is for because MPP ni media may know her. Is you by your board day. Me come no credit. Because it is only the truth that sets men free. London and so the Oba, baby amikobia. They say Dr. Ren, more fire. The Taiwachi. A police if we're more krum in our tamechi. Ghana for more krum in our tamechi. Become a canocran. My Ghana and tea. Yen Shrobia. Ebe concept him. No one who crime fra. Ya faswa, ya bow mine chrono. Way I am mayful. Oh, national lotteries or the nyamba you. National lotteries, the noa. Exposure now the fourth estate area no. And also nyamba. And you see, the funny thing is this government is like I say they are just I say who say one more China Ben one more in Kofu we are dum pempen so be a best in Kofu we could go president Ghana for Baka say who here because of election benti. Or say asotor what you shoulder. Prekonam worry in the shoulder. This is the 9th month of a year. Friend is saying, His Excellency John Mahama. A lot of people should be in prison. Who cares? A lot of people should be put behind bars. Remand. Who cares? You think that Great Britain became Great Britain? Our man punished the corrupt people. Huh? Do you think it's a Great Britain? I'm going to say, Great Britain is a country of rule of law. What I catch that one? Go and check in 1963. A chunk of one side of Trafalgar Square. Because Oma Viesika. Konakore, the great Romans. You couldn't call for because they were corrupt. By when you say you plea bargaining, not Dr. Akoretinga Abejinaho. We are catching so no baby will free ban will teche. Ha! John Mahama must wake up from his slumber. There's a very beautiful young woman there. Marita Brewer, so she can equally do the job. And then Kofu Bibri Kasa Omo ye galam say Omo Nena Kasa Wuntimi Mo Kasa they are coming back in 2028 Wuntimi Mo Nena Mo Kasa and then Yajiju Omo Rolls Royce Yajiju Omo way into me still cry more Kasa Wuntimi Mo Kasa because Yanchi Omo to prison then so Ghana ni bi Korea yes Ghana ni bi ko the baller ekogu kwan ho or the baller ekogu kwan mu e wrong go me ka say e correct the omo koye Ghana fongo krafo mienu omo koye a friend say the UK for kind of tip flying and fly tipping just omo ko tunwure gu kwan mu ya chi omo say omo ko dem 3 months wuntimi ni na or that air condition. Omo ma bokro no omo ma wia asayinsu omo titwo kase they are coming back in 2028 all because of Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni. All because of Dr. Akuritinga Ayeni. Shawamu omo bokro no e maybe be do ye you can't say a Kufuado is a gold mafia. Al Jazeera, the story is still there. A Kufuado, yes, or challenge or so. The people should pull the story down. And yes, sir, they no more retract it. Al Jazeera, basically, no man police story in the man retract it. I'm so pa court. A Kufuado into me and Koko. They have evidence of a Kufuado. Evidence of a Kufuado. Jones went to me and court. Usuru. These are people of my bow mine chrono. I say your mind, you do your mind. And these politicians are still dilly-dallying with them, you know. You guys are not serious. The credit American. Because my is serious, you will punish the corrupt people. If this is a true resetting, by now can go for the remand. By now. And also, so no musro some be punish so that because more the feeling and the edge to also steal Ghanaians ana. Bibu samo. Ebi a joma ama wonwia. But ebi a doctor akoretinga ayene. Ebi a it can be tempted. Because what to me, ekwaji sike free okromfo ho de a e de financing the campaign de a. E de no ntimi nye. Because mo ye plea bargaining. Because you have the numbers to amend the law. A kufa the munim so mebo kronunti and omo give a year friends a parliament e boa wo mo de samra ne ba say ye wie sika ne kra no a bibi the plea bargaining me famo mo ye nkoto prison e mo ye de beba ene mo ye nyam samra ne magana fo nyina because Ghana ni no so ko wi a mobile phone no so no wo chi no adna de ne konsa hom ene mo ma no no so fa phone ni mra no nkotena ne fie. Is it fair to the entire nation? Is it fair? Are we living in a first classism, a year country where some people are important and some people are important and some people are above the law? Some people are not above the law. Because is that what the NDC Ghana for believe? Because that's what the Ghanaian people are thinking. Because 9 months are checked. Oh, na a year friend says, if you shemu, yes, you shembranimu, yan shemua, a dear and dear. PDD. Only the can say be a massem, but no crano, other related a friend is saying, money laundering in your manuama, ekikaho, or them, ye didn't say. Wouldn't mean I'm a bontini, wouldn't mean I'm a bont. Nano, me say, wouldn't me nano, and go buy your baby holidays or London, and go pay or buy London or bet me after now. Minimum conformabria, most of my corrupt people. I'll move to crime bat, omukobat, omukobasa, omunina airport to wakobasa. And into another be become a third force, no. And so me third force, me ni capre. I the third force. No credit. Cause your mama no Korea, I can't say I can't 3 years. Or no. Watch I can't 2 years because next year MDC for best started so moko akotwa bayi wo mo bi obedi NDC party. And this is the gospel truth. Me no me come no krenamena. Because you see, look at and some funwa apostle. And yet, this sledge, obe kofi, muntimi nyane hwe. And into na mon pese, OSP, abrantie no, obetna ho. Mame kanche OSP, mame kanche, from OSP na ankasa, Tretra, a free MPP for our corner honor. Or no, him said MPP bad power. This will free Ghana because it will be like go and watch the Green Book. You'll be rejected. Will be no buano because all fighting against the very people who are corrupt. You have to uncommon this. When you are Kekuju, or say, to many, this may sound like just another corruption story. In truth, it is the peeling back of the rotten ceiling that has been leaking for years beneath the jargons of gold trade programs and commodity stabilizations lies the naked truth. More than $94 million in public wealth may have vanished under gold-rich failed trade settlement in the so-called gold for forest and gold for oil schemes. Add to that a $25 million overdraft facility swallowed without repayment, and we are staring at $119 million in liabilities. MIF was not born a rogue scheme. It was established with solemn intent to manage Ghana's, like I just told you. Now, from August 2023 to September 2024, MIF Commodities Trading Program boosted of $1.2 billion in gold export inflows. But beneath the glossy report sat untraceable disbursement of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis, equivalent to $150 million. Who told you Ghana is poor? Who told you that we need IMF? Who told you? We need a reset of mind. We need to punish corrupt people. May I have told you, if I was the president of Ghana, I myself would take up the gun and kill people like such people who steal from the coffers. I will not wait for you to come and say, oh, if you kill the person, you are not going to go to heaven. I will take the gun and I the president, I'm telling you. I won't wait for somebody. No. Me na me clock gun no. Na ma hwe ni pane na ma body to you no. Seriously. Because you see, when you steal, you deny people of good roads. And imagine Senkofo nya good road, what DNAC? Accident. Innocent people. Through accident. People don't get clean water to drink. People don't get good health facilities. Yenimu namfufua omewu because of dialysis. Yes. Some of my friends who were reverend ministers at the Catholic Church, Takrady, because we have to transport the young man from Takrady always to Accra because he was on dialysis. Okonom galamse nsu. Wako village. Nyame adwuma. Nsu a wonum nyina sa na nsu ne poisonous. Say liver, say kidney. And we were supporting. I was supporting him. Maybe I meant him. He died. You see, when you are a president, you don't show weakness. You don't show timidity. We say, forget about your third force. Akpalu himself is corrupt. But you think, say, my third force will be for Akpalu. People like Akpalu. You think, say, people like Akpalu will get a chance to enter my third force. If I have please. Mahindra, please. Akpalu. Akpalu no party. Akpalu is just a branch of MPP. You are a branch secretary, my MPP. Oh, please. These people have stolen the nation's money. And they must be punished. You see, Ghana need not take a. So I wish Ghana is like Singapore. But are you prepared to punish corrupt people? Like the Singaporeans? Are you prepared to punish people like the Singaporeans? Are you prepared to punish people like the way the Malaysians the way Americans the way the Chinese people corrupt official punishing him punishing. You want Ghana to be beautiful like Singapore, but you don't want to sacrifice. You are breaking bread with the thief. When politicians are breaking bread with thieves, how can the thief be punished? How can the thief be punished? Maybe, sir. When corrupt people are sponsoring and financing political party MPs, how would they go to jail? Scratch my back, I scratch yours. Sure, Mahama is performing, no doubt. He's doing a fantastic job, no doubt. Sidina perform, Sidina Wadine Jinaso and course over 17 a year. Friend is saying cities against $1 and course. So John Mahama they are really forcing. But if you don't punish those people who have stolen from the nation, Ghanaians will not forgive the NDC. Oral is becoming a toothless bulldog. Oral no Oral no an for the first time because she had John Dramani Mama in the United Kingdom. Because she ani anam nipa ni ndu nipa be 40. Well, less than that. Less than even 30. When the man was telling us about Oral. And the Oral Nadani, a toothless bulldog. And a boy, and a woman yes, can come with the day. Omenya wodene hwenana bi mutumi organize demonstration. When even John Mama was in opposition, on one person himself Nana B ye kromfo okaye. And then Nana B lead demonstration. Say ye nsure huna. Kamach na tum na nko dance awum and was share man bi wo James Tower and ko nya chance enko ye huna demonstration. Timie. Kamach na tum and wo su a ko nya enko ye huna. And this is what happens when politicians are say omo bua ma wo man no mo reset wo man no. Yentie di akos. From August 2023, and I repeat again, to September 2024, MIPS Commodities Trading Program boosted $1.2 billion in gold export inflows. But beneath the glossy report sat untraceable disbursement of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis, equivalent to 150 million US dollars, was pumped into aggregators without lawful basis. 240 million Ghana cedis was wasted on astroturf pitches and in a mining museum while mining communities sank in dust and poverty. Now you understand why I say one day, man, you be am fast animal we will now let me continue. 84.8 million Ghana cedis, about $5 million was allegedly spent on mining equipment that no one can account for. And 1.4 billion Ghana cedis, equal to $82 million, was diverted into speculative equity stakes from McDan Electrochem to Atlantic Lithium. And then McDan saw what? Private jet. And then McDan said, oh, private jet. Now, into action. The MIPS scandal was not a one-man show. Names emerges from the shadows. Legal managers, Nana Sewa Owusu, head of legal and compliance, Daniel Imadi, chief investment officer, Bubune Skopo, CEO Edward Nanayao Cranting, and board chair Professor Douglas Boating, a professor who ought to know better, is a thief. May your president be differing squad. Me boni tu. Me kamechiro. May your president. Me fast track high court, fast track tribunal. Papa. Me president. Me na me bo me nyina tu. Kushia. Me botu na kono. I'm telling you, when I go to heaven, God will say, thank you, my son, for saving the Kaya years from corrupt officials. Thank you, my son, for protecting the unborn generation. Thank you, my son, for ensuring that women who goes to labor do not labor on bare floor. Thank you, my son. I'm telling you. Me bow mutu. You have no idea. Twice, so said Douglas Boating. Together, they presided over an institution that loaned mineral royalties to private companies. I say, God damn it. They loan our minerals, royalties to private companies. Hey, to their friends, their cronies, their girlfriends, their families and friends, and go and see my village in Nzema. No good roads. All I see is my MP shaking her bum bum, walking up and down, as if we are doing bum bum competition. Go to Nzema and see how my people are suffering. Go to my village. A lot of women are now going blind. Yes. Go to Nzema. The moment the women reach the age of 50, 51, 52, they start having eye issues. Go there. The water is destroyed, poisonous. Go there. And guess what? Together, they presided over an institution that loaned mineral royalties to private companies as if it were a family susu scheme. Let us not forget that the same myth, according to K. Kujo, machinery once engineered the much hated Ejapa royalties deal. Different names, same appetite, turning Ghana's gold into a buffet for the well-connected under the Akufo-Addo regime. Now tell me why you always tell me that, oh, Dr. Ren, talk about John Mohammed's government. Why are you always talking about Akufo-Addo? I've told you Akufo-Addo is Sasabonsam. He is the Lucifer. He and his family members. They are the wicked people who destroyed Ghana. And not only Ghana, Africa. In 1957, Akufo-Addo came to UK to seek for political asylum. In 1957, somewhere around September. Check the records. It's there. You don't like to read. And when we are reading it to you too, you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear us. Hear us, my people. Even bulk oil distribution. I told you about one young man who called himself a rich man, who John Dramani Mahama helped and supported. And when John Mahama was in opposition, this young man acted and behaved as a silly twat. All because he got married to Akufo-Addo's sister's daughter. And they were using him to steal Ghana's money. You call him Ochri. So even bulk oil distribution company meant to safeguard fuel stability now find themselves with $30 million stuck in gold-rich hands. $30 million. Do you know what $30 million will do for my people in Elembele, my people in Jomoro, Jura, Banso, Axim, Kekam, my great hometown? Forgive me of my bad manners. What was designed as a national strategy to secure forests for oil import has become an elaborate game of pass the loot, and still we were told myth stabilized the forest market and supported the BDCs, which was the language of technocracy. Masking tragedy, you cannot stabilize what you are draining. You cannot support the economy by sinking its spine deeper in debt. Let me tell you, when I sit here, I put on my thinking Ghana cap. I'm telling you. In as much as for the 8 years, Akufo-Addo was a gang leader or a gangalia in thievery, in stealing, I hope, and it's my wish that by now, in front page news, in our daily graphics, on radios, on social media, wouldn't me jail 25 years imprisonment with hard labor. His properties have been confiscated. His home that he's building, like a castle in Kumasi, has been turned into a factory, a shoe factory. How betty? Near Bubotino, Omoma Bokro no. Ken Ofuyata has been arrested and is now serving jail term of 500 years imprisonment. These are the things, these are the news I want to hear. Because now, so I normal. Oh, now say we are normal. Oh, it's not normal. You see, when you see people driving the Bentleys and the Ferraris, the Rolls Royce and the Lamborghinis, and you see that over 20 million Ghanaians are living in abject poverty, it's not normal. It's not normal. Because when the white man, that garb of that rich and poor, widen, people rose and fought against it. The French Revolution is an example. I see. All the villages in Ghana are going through hell. No good roads. So, ladies and gentlemen, come on, to us. The rot, a bone. This case must not end with Dr. Sledge. It must climb the ladder to the MIFS boardroom. The Ministry of Finance, with Johnny, Ejofui. What to we gwan. Ibuidua, we Jan, running away. Nobody turned it. Once upon a time, the most powerful Ghanaian, Ken Oforiatta. What to him? We gwan. It saddens my heart, ladies and gentlemen. And it is true the case must not end with Dr. Sledge. It must climb the ladder to the MIF boardroom, the finance minister, and also who sanctioned the siphoning of public wealth into private pockets. Where was Parliament when MIF became a private equity firm with public cash? Oh, Lord. Where was the Auditor General when royalties of schools and hospitals became seed monies for astroturfs? Where were the media barons when $94 million slipped away in the name of gold aggregation? Today, the OSP hold one man. Tomorrow, it must hold a system. Now, Kekujo continues and says, we have lived this before. We watched the Japa collapse under citizens' resistance, only for its spirit to rise in new forms. We were told every scandal was a sacrifice for future stability. We were told every loss was a strategy, but Ghana is not. And this is very, very sad, ladies and gentlemen. Sad. And we must fight the system that fights the very poor Ghanaian. And your manwa, I say your mind, I see a rising up to fight sa and the performing the bonnet for and upon umuria or my Ghana. As if a member crew. But Ghana is not a test lab for elite to experiment with hunger and hope. Gold is supposed to be our blessing. Yet in the hands of MIF and its partners, it became a looting in broad daylight. The people of Ghana must now decide. We will allow this gold to be alchemist into, and he brings the book of the alchemist book into the political dust of another lost decades, or we will demand the full weight of accountability from the boardroom to the courtroom. Because if $119 million can disappear under the watch of our mineral fund, then what future are we saving for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man called Sledge. Fine man, no pimples, but he's a thief, an armed robber, a criminal. You see them driving in their Bentleys and their Rolls Royce. They think they are smart. No, they are not smart. These are people who steal from the very poor, Kayayi people's future. They are thieves. And I wish John Mahama and his people were fasting these cases and punish these people. But you see, Okoka, Ebeka Joso, na wo bobra, one more brandy, and I will can't go through once. It's not because you are bobra, it's because we love our nation, Ghana. And that is the reason why I move a betna. You see them mingling with musicians, celebrities. You see them, the same thing he was doing, mingling himself with musicians, the same thing. Because in music, no more. How many copies? The musician can tell you, say, 2 million people bought his song. Because it is easy for them to hide their looted monies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's sad, but we have to end here. And tomorrow, I'll bring you the NLA, the Fourth Estate. John Mahama, Mr. President, His Excellency, One Ayeye Mame, John and Jay, Professor Jena Nopokwajima, Only mo Aye, Dr. Akoretinga Ayeni, Monene Nkasa. Because plea bargain in our sign a waji. Why no waji free or munche? Ya chibia tumuana, ya sentence biana, omi yehune a chenswa na eju. What you say? And justice, they say, delayed, no, and then justice denied. And we want the government, no. Oh yeah, Juma, yes, you are performing, no doubt. The president is performing. So far, NT any scandal, be every ministers ho, NT bibi boni bia, a chesa mu ye bibi papa. But name of the TNS say, it take long. By now, Bibre should be in prison. That's all we want. A GN Bank, a license restored, yes. A bidi home come up. Mashadana mediato because I know next year. His Excellency John Mahama, when he met Dr. Papa Kwesindum here in London, he promised him, say, Ghana for Abamanwa, Obama Banks number. He did it for the pharmaceuticals. Or we are the banking sector. And he too not there. So it will be his. And America, John Mahama is performing. Then we corrupt people. When it comes to the performances there, he is performing. Agreed. His government is working. So far, Yente said, yeah, that's sorry, my $1 na could do 20 cedis. Yente said, that's sorry, and $1 na could do 27 cedis. Send your kufu admo for $1 from 4 cedis. Ekujan or 17 cedis. Yente, which means so more yenu yama papa. Nemum no akrom for no menya sen enya no nya takrema. Wo mo kasa ye de deno. Yenche wo mo sisia. Yemfo mungum. Yenji esika. Emo my God. Amenda munyina amasi. God bless us all.